We got a special treat today. We are not on either of our islands. We were invited by the fantastic folks over at MomoCon to explore their under construction, in progress Southern Hemisphere island. For those of you who aren't familiar, MomoCon is a general purpose con that is run out of Atlanta, Georgia. Has been around for, I'm blanking on the exact number, I believe it's about 15 years now. And I will get corrected on that shortly enough. But MomoCon has been organizing a online convention this year with everything as it is, and part of their plans involves 2 full custom Animal Crossing islands that will be replicating the convention space itself and different aspects of their convention. And we were lucky enough to be invited by Chris Stuckey, the director of MomoCon, to get a sneak peek at his island. So Chris is also on with us right now. So hi, Chris.
Hi, Joel. I appreciate being invited.
Oh, no, thank you for inviting us. So we are just now walking out of the airport. We've been able to see the island just a little bit, but we really wanted to make sure that everyone had a chance to see this from the start and really get the feel of just walking in, that it is abundantly clear that a ton of work and a ton of time has already been put into this island, and it's not even done yet. So we have this just gorgeous side-by-side waterfall entryway, which leads us here to the MomoCon logo with, of course, your kaiju and robot. And we also here have Chris, so he has been working non-stop on this. I know, like, I talked with him, I think it was 2 weeks ago or so that this was announced, and he was already working on this and has been doing so every day non-stop. And as you mentioned, this is actually the second island, so double that work.
Well, thank you very much for that intro, Joel. And I guess from earlier, MomoCon would have celebrated its 16th year.
Oh my gosh, it's close.
Very close. We had our 15th year last year, and this would have been our 16th. We are doing MomoCon online, and the MomoCon Animal Crossing Islands are a aspect of that MomoCon online experience. That's a big part of the reason that I was doing 2 of the islands, is that we've gotten the first one I made because I was playing Animal Crossing. Like, hey, got to do what you know, right? And I did Animal Crossing MomoCon Island, and honestly, for me, it was very surprising that people were excited to check it out. And then people have been waiting, an hour or more in queue to go and visit the island. So I was like, the only way I can really solve that is by making a second one. So
double it up.
That's what you guys are seeing here, is the second island. It's not done. I will try to get as much of it ready in time before MomoCon Online, but you guys are the first to really check it out, and I'll be happy to kind of walk through a tour here.
Definitely, and for those who haven't noticed, we're actually sporting some very unique outfits today. That this is the official MomoCon Animal Crossing design patterns. They're available on their website, MomoCon.com. If you just scroll about halfway down the page, you will see the different creator and design codes, and they're all available for download. So while we're not able to get physical apparel right now, you're able to get it here, and you're able to get it instantly.
Well, I appreciate that shout out. I will. Possibly the easiest way to see these is to go to MomoCon.com, MomoCon on MomoConline.com, or MomoCon.com/online, and that's where they are. And we actually do have physical merchandise that over here next to me is actually my wife, who is in the process of packing some of the orders that we had of actual MomoCon t-shirts and stuff like that. I'll actually get...
You were able to actually get everything already printed and are in the process of sending out already?
Well, so we put a pause on printing when we didn't know what was going to happen. And we did a limited run of the design that we already had made with our wonderful artist, Omi, who did the artwork. And you're going to get to see our villain character, Nora, in a second when we walk by. But we have both the hero and villain shirts that we're sending out. Probably they'll go out tomorrow, at least some of them.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's start looking around the island. Please lead the way. So earlier you actually mentioned that the flooring on all these areas are designed after the floors in the convention center, right?
Yeah, so you just walked on carpet. No, it's blue. That's the carpet that approximates the Hall A carpet of the Georgia World Congress Center, our main venue. And you're now walking through the City Marcus Auditorium carpet, which is, again, an approximation of what the carpet looks like inside the auditorium. And this is kind of our stage, performance stage, that we've got set up.
Hold on. I think the audio got cut.
No.
Nope. Okay. Hang on. What's going on here? Why did the audio get cut? Okay, there we go. Okay, there we
My
go.
audio?
Yeah, you just like got cut off for a second.
Oh, I heard him still.
There we go.
All right. We're back.
So I don't know if it's cut off, but I'll go ahead and quickly repeat myself here. So we're kind of standing on the City Marcus Auditorium stage, or the equivalent therein. And the carpet does kind of match that of the City Marcus Auditorium, which is in the Hall A. You basically, when you enter the convention, the real convention, on the left side is City Marcus, and on the left side, and the virtual one, is City Marcus Auditorium. On the auditorium stage, we have many concerts and performances, as well as our cosplay contest.
So I have not actually had the chance to attend MomoCon in person. So is the City Marcus Auditorium attached to the convention center or nearby?
It's actually right inside. So you basically come into the Georgia World Congress Center, which is our big convention center. And City Marcus Auditorium is one of the many, many panel rooms and content rooms that we've got available. This one, because of the unique nature, is kind of our performance room.
Makes sense. And I also know that a friend of ours, Emmy Lowe, will actually be doing a streamed piano performance as part of MomoCon Online. She's been preparing a program of anime and video game music, and she is actually a classically trained pianist, has a master's in piano performance. So it's going to be a fantastic performance for sure, and definitely looking forward to seeing that. So sadly, no in-person concert this year, but there will be music.
Yeah, we're actually very excited, and thank you to Mario and Emmy for working with us on that. Currently, while the full schedule will be something we probably are going to announce tomorrow for MomoCon Online, we are looking to have Emmy's performance on Saturday, May 23rd at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be streamed from our MomoCon TV channel and her channel as well. And this is the artwork I was referring to earlier. So this is what the artwork looks like for our main t-shirt image, of the villain t-shirt at least. This is our character Nora. Nora Monarch got her name in the superhero year where she was our villain. Nora Monarch means short for Nomo, if you will. And we have our hero, not represented here, Molly Morrow, who is Momo as well, is another tie back into the band.
RJ and Chris, if you could just come on to here just a little bit, I want to be able to get a picture of us. Just trying to make sure that Nora is still visible. And oh no, we just need to move down just a little bit to make sure I get that full logo in there. All right. There we go. That was a good one. All right, yeah, so I'm going to be snapping some screenshots throughout all this, Chris, and I'll make sure that you get them all at the end of the day.
In the meantime, I'm going to try and use the camera to provide some better angles, like the one that we did for this Nora picture.
So did you do that mural by hand translation, or did you use one of the online sites where you can take an actual image and have it fed through and translated into the QR codes?
This is definitely a translated image. This artwork was designed by our artist that we work with most frequently, which is Omi. Omi does our t-shirt designs and badge artwork each year. And she also helped in the character creation process for Nora and many of our other characters, including Momo the monster, who you saw at the entrance. And so this was done using acpatterns.com, and they were able to take an image that we had of our artwork, t-shirt artwork, and turn it into this. It is 20 individual pieces.
I didn't know that. I've used that before. Very helpful.
Yeah,
Doesn't help with.
Yeah, I think that's the website that the Met Gallery in New York is actually using to digitize all of its artwork.
Out camera. Now then.
So here we're going through, and this is every con attendee's dream: registration with no line.
Yeah. Yeah, the area will be completed a little bit later, but this is a very good idea of what it kind of looks like. It's pretty close, honestly, to how MomoCon registration looks at the end of the day. We're able to get a pretty close approximation.
Oh, I noticed there's even a little chair back here. So, hi there, can I see your ID? Thank you. Do you have your confirmation email?
You got it. And that's the idea, is that people want to do... what we learned from the first island is that people really like the photo ops. Is different areas of the convention that they would recognize or think about. And registration is one of those areas that people think about often as a start of their weekend adventure.
For sure, that even if standing in that line is not necessarily the part that everyone looks forward to, it is almost a rite of passage, literally and figuratively, I suppose. I think it's really nice to have included here.
And I think at this point, a lot of people really do miss being standing.
Oh yeah, no, I goodness knows what I would give to stand in a nice crowded line and not be thinking about having to distance myself right now. That hopefully we'll be able to get back to that sooner rather than later. But for now, we're staying safe.
Yeah, definitely is something that, I think I miss myself as well. My life before COVID, we probably missed 6 regular conventions that we've gone to this year.
Yeah,
since
Chris, you and I would cross paths at conventions multiple times every year, and I guess that's sort of the funniest thing of how we know each other, that I've never been to MomoCon, but we've seen each other in probably at least a dozen cons now.
Yeah. And so my life is certainly very different now, to say the least. But at any rate, we're standing on what is a approximation of the carpet that's in Hall B of the Georgia War Congress Center. This is a design decision to have a different color on a different level that otherwise blends in too much. But Hall B carpet, which we were going to move to Hall B for 2020's event, which will be now delayed till 2021. But so Hall B carpet is what we're standing on here, and we're going to kind of go into the dealer's room.
Yes. To the dealer's room.
And of course, we have all the lovely MomoCon merch right here.
That it even includes the little Kigu that's over here too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of kigurumis, and so based on what options were designs available, while we don't actually physically have a MomoCon, our Momo kigurumi that's real, we do have one in Animal Crossing.
Also, I do agree with what Mario was saying over there. A good line is sometimes where you can get a nice conversation from random people and find out and make friends along the way, I guess.
That's our magic of cons.
I definitely agree. You meet so many interesting people, and that's one of the things that's hard to replicate via virtual event. In fact, we're on this call together right now via Discord, and one of the things that we're doing for MomoCon Online is the Discord community group activities, board games. We're going to orchestrate board games and some other meetups there. Cosplayers can share their photos, and there's some other content as well.
Ooh, Chris, have you ever played a game called Codenames?
Yes. Codenames is a very, very good, popular game. It's one of those really good ones to meet with a new group of people. Because it's not stressful, but it lets you get to know a person a little better.
For sure. What I was thinking is some people have made custom code names, just sets, that because all you need is words. I wonder if there's enough different things that you could do to make like a convention version of code names that not necessarily just MomoCon, but just sort of take different tropes and things from anime and gaming and comics and just a general nerdery plus convention. So you could have like cards could be stanchions or wait lists or things like that, and just have a convention code name, because I know there are a couple websites out there that will let you do that and then actually have a game done online.
Yeah, you're definitely correct, and it's something that some of our board game people actually played around with already. And we've had different people talk to us about doing a MomoCon themed one, like a real MomoCon themed one.
Ooh.
That would be available at the event. We haven't actually gone to doing that right now, but we've talked about doing that, and custom Jackbox games as well. You could do.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, there are different ones that like for Fibbage. I know you can make custom ones, or I think there's a couple others as well. But yeah, so
Yeah, we actually
Yeah.
had that a few years ago, working with Jackbox Games. Actually did a custom one before you could make custom ones on your own.
oh wow,
With some of the voice acting from Cookie. Yeah, and they did that for some of our guest panel content, where the guests got to play some of, I think, Quiplash and one other one. There was 2 different game formats that they got to play. But yeah, so we actually got that custom one, and we're talking about if we could maybe do a custom one for MomoCon Online too, but that has not been done yet.
I actually didn't know that you would work with Jackbox games directly on that. I'm gonna have to go look up and see if there's a recording.
Yeah, I think we might have it on our YouTube channel. Obviously, Twitch is not preserved anymore, but I think it's on YouTube. Some of the content didn't make it from Twitch, but we did live stream it.
Nice.
Well,
is this going to be? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I apologize. I was just trying to mention this blank area is going to be partly of the dealer's room. Typical things, like we're going to have a dealer's area, an artist alley area. I'm even trying to figure out if I can do our car showcase with the little tiny small cars that you can get from Pocket Camp.
Yeah, or
and
the car bed.
Yeah.
I have one of those.
Yeah, I'm going to incorporate some of the car theming that we got in this as well. I'm going to actually expand it further back from what you see here. And this area will also contain a take one, leave one area. Since that's a very popular.
Yeah, for sure. All right, where to next?
So we're going up to where I will have panel rooms, individual small panels. This is kind of like the flooring, and I've got like a gray pattern for the wall. It's pretty close to the wall.
This really feels like a panel.
Yeah.
Like a panel floor.
And this just feels like the air walls that you extend and put between things in a larger venues hall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and in keeping with the MomoCon theme, this area will be the bathroom.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
We got the bathroom is one of the first things next to the panel rooms. Again, trying to keep to that theming. And I've got, as you can see here, a lot of space planned to have multiple panel rooms. So these will be different setups inside the rooms once they're done, but there'll be panel rooms. I'm time traveling on this island. I did not time travel at all on the first island. It was all made without time traveling, but this one's necessary because I need several hundred more simple panels and several hundred more folding chairs.
Yeah, from what I understand, the first island is a lot more scenic, I suppose would be the term, that it has a lot of different like locales that aren't necessarily representations of like the convention center as much as cool Animal Crossing creations with MomoCon theming, and this island is the one that's meant to more replicate the convention center.
Yeah, this one, it was an idea I had for the other island, but it was already kind of too much work to do on the other one. But this one was made with the explicit idea of being a MomoCon island versus what I was just doing on my own. So this one is going to follow a lot of the convention center.
Gotcha.
Legit question though. Do you plan on doing anything with the house here that's going to be related to MomoCon?
So the house will probably be moved from its current location, and this will be when you enter MomoCon on the right side of the dealer's room. is kind of our tabletop gaming area, and then our video gaming area, and our main stage where the rave happens. So I'm going to try to replicate those areas. The house will probably be moved somewhere else. I might, individually, I'll probably need some rooms within it, but they're not done right now at all. That's a lower priority compared to the general design.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. That you definitely have to handle the big
no
one.
complete use of the house yet.
Yeah, but I'll have MomoCon themed rooms are something that will be interesting set-wise with it in there. We'll have this be the concrete floor continued with different tabletop games and other things like that. I'm debating on what I want to do with the individual villager houses. They're all kind of like stacked at the back of the island right now where it's not developed. I'm thinking
Totally see it like right there on the map.
one of the things when I made the first island, there wasn't hedges originally. And one of the things I immediately wanted to do when I got hedges was make like a maze. And then it so happened that May Day event was a maze event.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna make a maze where the villager houses are in them.
Oh, that's cute.
Nice.
And so that's what I'm probably doing with the back, I think. That's what I'm kind of feeling right now. But that'll be a lower priority compared to the overall MomoCon look and feel.
Yeah, and looking at the map, I do also see that you made a peach-shaped lake in the lower right corner.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah, I appreciate you pointing it out because it actually took a lot of work to get it to look like I wanted it to. Because I wanted it to look like an interesting waterfall area to fish in. As you may have mentioned when you came in, this is a southern hemisphere island, so I figure a lot of people want to fish, and so I wanted to make sure to have a river and upper level river and a lake that people could go and fish in, since I know people want to get southern hemisphere creatures.
That's fantastic, and I like that you added the multiple level for texture there.
Hang on. Let me climb up just for a good. Oh. I gotta fall.
Yes, and for those of you who aren't aware, MomoCon got its name, and the constant use of peach imagery is because peach in Japanese is Momo. So they have carried that legacy with them, as it were, and continue to use peaches prominently. So that was not they didn't happen to use it because it was a fruit available in Animal Crossing. That use is very deliberate here.
Yeah, thanks for pointing out. Momo does mean peach in Japanese, and Georgia is the peach state. That one.
I feel really silly for not making that connection until now. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not like a lot of people are just going to know what states are known for, right? You know?
Well, hey, the Georgia State Quarter has a peach on it. That it's like I knew in my mind that Georgia was the peach state, but I never, for some reason, drew that connection until now. So even more props to you all for like just the naming and everything. Actually, I guess. Is there a story behind sort of thinking of the name and landing on it, or were there any other names that were being considered that were eventually discarded for Momo?
So my wife Jess actually is the one that started MomoCon, and the name actually comes from a mutual friend of ours who had suggested it because he thought it was a cute name, which I think he was right. He's, however, never actually, I don't think he's even been to the convention. So he hasn't actually been here.
The ultimate irony, but hey, they can still say that they have a legacy here because of it.
Yeah, they definitely, I think, have pointed that out to me before, as they felt that they had a legacy because of it. So I was going to point out that this area is just an attempt to have different flower varieties. Normally in MomoCon's layout, this would be another panel room, but I feel like that's just unimportant to have another panel room when there is so many. And so we're going to have flower showcase in the...
Very nice. Darn, I wish I had known I could have brought things to fill all this out.
Yeah, I'm moving them, some from the main island, but I have most of the flower varieties in the main island already. And unfortunately, I've run out of room. I'm probably going to have to reduce it from 6 per flower to maybe 3. I didn't plan out the right sizing, to be honest, for the flowers here. There's so many varieties.
There is.
And of course, I wanted people to be able to jump to the beach here so they could explore the top island.
Good.
Say all of this is feeling.
That was a bad one.
You knew I had to say this.
So,
But seriously, this is all looking pretty good here. Can't wait to see the full island.
definitely, and I'm definitely hoping to be able to get a chance to fly over to the Northern Hemisphere island that you were streaming a couple weeks ago while you were working on it shortly after MomoCon Online had been announced, and it was already looking really, really nice, so I can only imagine where it's at now.
Yeah, I was doing some test streams because I personally don't do streams, and I needed to go ahead and get my stream legs, if you will. So there's definitely a lot more work to do on here, but one thing I forgot I wanted to point out here at the top. So MomoCon at the entrance of our event has a giant archway, and at the top of the archway is our Momo the monster who's fighting a giant robot, and that's why these are here. It's just an inside thing. I doubt most people would even notice that, but this rock symbolizes the archway, and then the 2 characters here would be on top of the archway.
Okay, RJ, put away the pipe for just a sec. Another picture. And, oh wait, you need to wait for the lasers to finish firing.
Sorry.
All good.
This is so cool.
Alright, got it.
Yeah, the robot hero is a very big pain in the butt to actually do.
Those rusted parts.
Yeah, it's those stupid rusted parts. I've got one on the other island as well. Basically, when I time traveled each day here, one of the first things I did was go and try to talk to Gulliver. And that was how I got the rusted parts. And it turns out also, if you don't care about Gulliver's items...
Yeah, you can keep them for yourself and they'll rust.
Yep, exactly. So that's one way to get 5 rusted items each time, which is what I did to build the second row. Because, man, the first time it took forever, and I did a lot of trading to get the parts.
Yeah, because I know RJ has a red one on his island.
They start off red.
They start off red, and you spend 50 custom kits to color the different colors.
Well, it's big.
Hold on.
That's a lot of area to paint.
Yeah, it's 50. It's a full 50 custom kits to do it. So it's not inexpensive, I guess, but the robot is silver on the archway, so he's silver here. I let the other one be white because I thought the white was more like a Guttman, to be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, I can definitely dig that. That's really nice. And I like the use of the archway here. That have you seen the shell arch?
Yeah, I have actually. And I thought that one was a little too. I don't know. It didn't fit. It didn't feel like the different theme.
Yeah,
like
I guess it's too accented.
And this one's just plain enough that it kind of blends in.
Yeah.
Still,
Now, this MomoCon logo that we're standing on, is this one that was done specifically for this year, or is this an evergreen logo? Because I know obviously like the MomoCon text itself is evergreen, but is this particular art with the stars and Momo the monster something that is year specific or used every time?
So what I can say for sure is that we have been using it for this year, but it was designed last year. If it remains evergreen, I don't know. We did have a new artwork image done with Momo the monster wearing a detective hat, which is part of our theme for this year, which was like a noir theme. But this one's more clear when you translate it for the pixels, so that's why it's used here.
Ah, gotcha.
And it's very clear, and it says his name on the corner, and the other one has a hat. You can't really fit it in.
Yeah, and
so
the pastel coloring just pop.
Yeah, exactly. It does a very good translation on this. But yeah, so we do have a different theme of this sticker for the year theme, which we will end up using for 2021. The t-shirts, though, that you see the artwork over there on the other side, that one will be redone. for 2021's event. Since we're doing the t-shirts now, we're going to have a different design for the actual.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hard-hitting questions. Give me 3 to 5 of your favorite anime.
I'll start off with the one that's more non-traditional. That's my favorite anime, non-traditional anime, which is it's the Genkutsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo telling. And for those that haven't seen it, it was an experimental art style where the characters had a character portrait of artwork that they would utilize, but the patterns don't. And so they would move. They would move, and the actual design itself would kind of like look like it's moving, even though it wasn't. It was a static design with the characters moving.
Yeah, that I have not actually seen Count of Monte Cristo myself, but it's one that everyone that I speak to who has seen it speaks highly of it.
Yeah, so that's one that I think most people wouldn't agree on. I would say that one of my favorite anime that is very typical is Cowboy Bebop. That's hard to, it's hard to really say. Yeah, it's very much a very common one, very basic anime fan love. But I actually really did like
I
that.
downloaded this design today.
Perfect.
Fortunately, I don't have the messy hair to go with it, but yes, Bebop is absolutely a classic and a gold standard with good reason.
And has amazing music.
And I would say I don't know if I would always rank it my favorite anime because it's not that great, but it holds a special place in my heart. It's one of the first anime series I actually have watched, which is Ranma 1/2. I like Ranma 1/2 a lot more than
good choice there too.
And it was one of the first anime I ever watched, and it was just one of these things that I appreciated the story. It was so different, and even thinking back now and comparing to other things, it's pretty different. But even though a lot of things have copied it.
Yeah, that it's one of those things that you look back and say, this show is not tropey. This show established tropes.
Exactly.
And I have several other close friends who hold that series as one of their favorites as well, so you're definitely in good company. And we also have Daisy May here as a special guest because it's Sunday on the island. Got a good picture of her earlier.
Yeah, and I guess just throw in one other thing. I mean, I often try to follow the latest, greatest anime as much as possible, even though I don't watch as many series as I used to. I used to be the president of the Georgia Tech Anime Club.
Oh, wow.
Back on MomoCon got started. So I would watch just about every anime that came out in a season, like just about every single one, right? And I watch all of them. I don't watch anywhere near as much anymore, but I do try to make sure to watch a lot of them. And of course, everybody freaking loves Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Oh, yep. I mean, it's very good art. Has very good art too.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is very popular. If people are more familiar with the English term.
Oh, of course. And he's wearing that.
I've got this one and Demon Slayer Core.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot the Kachi.
Yeah, well, I definitely love anime. My first fandom though was Star Trek. That was the first fan convention I ever went to. Was a Star Trek convention, and I would say that Deep Space Nine is probably my favorite of the Star Treks. I've spent my quarantine in the background going through all of Star Trek. We've now seen Star Trek Picard, which just aired in like February. All of Discovery is out. I've rewatched Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Generation. I'm rewatching Enterprise right now, and I'll end with the original series. If I can find it, I'll probably watch the animated series just to make sure I watch all of Star Trek.
Just to get the full canon.
Yes. I've seen all.
Well, hey, you have to have something on while you're working on the islands nonstop.
I mean, I'll be honest though, Enterprise, it honestly does hold up better than I remember because it definitely is not anyone's favorite Star Trek. It's got some of the most annoying characters.
What? Okay, who's yelling over there?
That's Jess.
That's
I had to
Jess.
go further on for that one because one of the things that bothers her most, and it bothers me honestly too, is the song. The intro song for Enterprise is awful.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen a significant amount of Star Trek. I've seen parts of Next Generation and I think 2 episodes of the original series, but that was not quite one that I grew up with. But obviously, I certainly know how much that series means to so many people, and it's neat that you were able to revisit and go through all of that amidst all this. Now has definitely been a time to, go back to the classics and watch old things, but also watch lots of new things.
I think this has been a renaissance in terms of people watching content. It's the time to watch stuff because people need distractions more now.
Oh,
Yeah, time to watch and time to create as well, and it's so awesome that you all were able to create this content, to not just Animal Crossing content, but actually move forward with MomoCon online at the scale that it's going, because I don't think that any other conventions, at least up until this point, that were canceled, have been able to stage a online version of themselves to the scale that you all are preparing for next weekend, which is going to be Memorial Day weekend. And there have been ones that have done smaller bits and just had, a couple panels online, but I guess part of it is the timing that, given when things sort of escalated, that you all had a bit more time to prepare and put something together before your planned dates, but also just it certainly speaks to your organization and your commitment and just your ability to be able to put all of this together. So I'm definitely looking forward to next weekend, and I know a lot of your fans are as well. So just congratulations to you, man, and just thank you for helping put together something that, much like Star Trek 3, will help bring a lot of joy to a lot of people next weekend, because it's going to be wall-to-wall content, and at least to my knowledge, nothing of this scale has been done yet. So you all are going to be setting the bar, and I think you're going to be setting it pretty high.
Well, I really appreciate those kinds of words. I would have loved to have been able to plan even longer, but we definitely had a lot of partners come on board for this and help make it happen. So I mean, a lot of the ability to make this happen. It says a lot about the partners that we've been working with for a while, and we've been very fortunate in that aspect. And so we're looking forward to online tournaments, 2 streaming channels that run concurrently for 4 days. We're running our cosplay contest, our AMV contest, doing the Animal Crossing island that will be open. It requires someone to actually maintain it because Nintendo servers do crash or have communication errors frequently. So there's people having to maintain that. We've got Discord games and board games planned, and we'll be running multiple sessions, scheduled sessions there as well. So we got a lot of people that are helping make this happen, and so a big thanks to everybody who is helping make MomoCon Online happen for this year.
Definitely.
We're happy to help promote that.
Absolutely, yeah. No, this place is already looking fantastic, and you have a bit more than a week to put the finishing touches on everything. And I know that all the attendees who stop by are going to have a great time. So best of luck for everything this coming weekend over the course of the convention itself. And thanks again for having us. This is just so fantastic, and can't wait to see when it's even bigger and better than it is now.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate having the opportunity to talk about the island some with you guys, and appreciate you coming to.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah, and actually, where can people find you all online? That obviously, is it just going to be MomoCon, or do you have are your handles on different social media variations?
Yeah, so MomoCon.com, and you'll be greeted with a pop-up that tells you about MomoCon Online if you go there. So, and MomoCon on Twitter, MomoCon TV on Twitch, MomoCon on Discord, so discord.gg/MomoCon. We have Instagram, Facebook. I think we have a Tumblr. I think the only thing we don't have is a TikTok.
You might want to get on that because there is a vibrant Animal Crossing TikTok community.
Oh, there's an amazing cosplay community. In fact, TikTok is an amazing community that we have yet to figure out how to actually make content, because I am not going to dance. I'm sorry for our TikToks. And how am I going to possibly make the content is a big question that I've been thinking about for that. But certainly
The thing that I've seen, like, for the Animal Crossing community on TikTok, is I don't have account myself, but I have found myself watching a lot of content there, is that, like, people have done sort of mini drama series with their villagers, just different things of happenings around the island. So since you're not going to dance, you don't need to dance. What you do is you catch your villagers dancing and singing and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some of those too. It's pretty funny. I saw a Brooklyn Nine-Nine one that went pretty viral. There's definitely people that have been very creative with Animal Crossing. An outlet.
Yeah, great to see that as well, and hopefully you'll all be able to figure that out soon. But otherwise, that's where everyone can find you online. And once again, MomoCon Online is going to be next weekend, and it's, as you said, 4 days, and that's going to be the 21st through the 24th. So going all the way through Memorial Day weekend, starting Thursday and ending on Sunday.
That's correct. Thank you guys again.
Thank you, and thanks to everybody who tuned in, and hope to see you at MomoCon Online.
Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us across social media for updates. Thanks for watching!